Welcome. So this is going to be a video to explore a little thread of yoga philosophy that just keeps running through my mind this past year. It's called brahmacharya, which is one of the yamas, I believe. The yamas and niyamas are ethical precepts, or basically doorways to wholeness and peace, in ways that we hold ourselves to certain mindsets, behaviors. And for me, this intertwines, as yoga often does, to my walk with faith. And you'll see how I kind of weave this into the practice. But just considering brahmacharya, wise use of energy, and really how we have the tools to create an atmosphere for wholeness, even when it feels like society is telling us everything is crazy and out of whack. We still have these tools or threads that we can come back to bring us a little closer to peace and wholeness. So I invite you to start lying down on your back, and we'll just arrive in a comfortable alternate rest pose. So if it feels good to have your feet be a little wider, your knees fall together, just a place where you can kind of pick up that pelvis, set it down, and find a sense of ease in your low back. Setting your arms wherever they feel guided to be, maybe palms up, relaxing across the shoulders, the neck, or maybe it feels comforting to place hands on the body anywhere, maybe the belly, one hand belly, one hand heart. And just taking a few really full deep breaths here, arriving for your practice. Acknowledging that you've already used wise use of energy by choosing to practice yoga. As you continue to breathe, you feel a sense of grounding in your body, in your choice to practice yoga. I'd like to offer you a reading, and to me, this really does align with wise use of energy. It's a passage from 1 Corinthians. So when we practice yoga and when we move into the world with a little bit more intentionality, it can help us move towards choices that create a wise use of energy. So as I read this passage to you, see if one word pops up for you to really use as a focal point in your practice, to use as an intention. So you've probably heard this one before, even if you aren't Christian. This is a really famous Bible passage from 1 Corinthians. The love is passage. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. So maybe one of those words really speaks to you about wise use of energy. Maybe it's patience, kindness, integrity, humility, trust, hope, or perseverance. Maybe something else. So see if you can bring up an intention through your practice that maybe you weave into your life. So now we'll begin with some gentle movement. We're going to do just a few little cross patterns in our practice. I find them really balancing for the brain, helping us just come back to what is true, what is truth for us. So let's just start by stretching our left leg long and reaching our right arm over the head. Just take a breath or two here. Just enjoying the length, the spaciousness of your own body. When we practice wise use of energy, we also practice just standing up for who we are. So just feel the length of your body. And then take it to the other side. So left arm reaches, right leg reaches. Really full breath. Come back to neutral. And we're going to move with the breath in that pattern. So our inhale will lengthen, our exhale, really focus on your core values. What was that core value that you chose? Maybe it's truth or hope or integrity. Inhale, left arm, right leg reach. Exhale, use that belly to bring you back to center. Inhale, left arm, right leg reaches. Exhale, use that core strength to bring you back. Keep it going. Your breath length might be different than mine. Once you have the pattern, maybe just close your eyes and be with this pattern. Feel that reaching out, that lengthening of your body, your right to be here. Exhale, return to your core. And these little cross patterns that we sneak in are also really good at balancing our brain to help us calm our mind and connect to something a little deeper. One more time. Both sides. Really focus on your core on those exhalations. So when that feels complete, just take a moment to pause and breathe. And we'll move on. So from here, go ahead and give yourself a good hug. Maybe it feels good to just feel into the stillness, feel some stability in your low back or a little engagement in your core. Maybe it feels good to rock a little bit from side to side, or even cross the ankles and circle the knees around. What would feel comforting in your body? What would be a wise use of energy for you right here? When that feels complete, we'll bring in another one of those little cross patterns. It'll feel familiar. So reach your left leg up, flex the foot, and reach your right arm up over the head. And we'll just take a moment to be in the shape. You can create a nice feeling of lengthening up through your low back. Take it to the other side. Left arm reaches, right foot reaches up. We're flexing at the foot, and we're not forcing this leg to be straight. Just no strain on those hamstrings. And then moving with the breath. Inhale, left toe reaches, right arm reaches. Maybe exhale, left hand, right toe. Again, once you find the pattern, just close your eyes if it feels natural and be in this flow. When that feels complete, hug those knees in. And we're going to do a little bit more work on our core. I think working on our core is really symbolic of working on and just returning to those core beliefs that we are trying to walk in this world with. So I'm going to show you a couple of options. Feel free to just stop at any level and just rest. But we're going to start here. The knees are roughly over the hips. The arms are down by the sides. already we're engaging those core muscles just a little bit. And then moving with the breath, inhale, tap down, maybe tap down with the heel. Exhale, return to that center point using your core. Next, inhale, right leg taps down. Exhale, draw in. So you've got it. Keep going with it. Try to relax across the shoulders. It's easy to kind of grip on, create tension in the upper body. Focus on returning to center, returning to your core on those exhalations. And if this doesn't feel comfortable, you could simply draw your knees in and out, engaging your core a little bit. Just be with what works for you. We'll maybe try one more here. Hug in, release and rock. And we'll do that again, but just with a slightly different focus. So you can try to find knees over hips. This time we'll try to tap down with the toe instead of the heel. So tap the toe. That's your inhale. Exhale, return it. Inhale, tap the toe. Exhale, return. You can keep your hands on your belly here. Sometimes that's really helpful to remind yourself you're not just using momentum, you're using those core muscles to draw you back. Exhales, draw you back. Try with the toe down. All right, let it go. When you're ready, give it a rock. You might be ready to just rest in your alternate rest pose, or maybe try one more round of that core strengthening, or you might feel like getting into one more core movement that's a little bit more intense. So listen to your body. This one, we're going to interlace our hands behind the neck, point the elbows towards the ceiling. This creates a little relaxation through the neck and shoulders. So no strain. And then we're going to extend our right leg, draw the left knee in, and create just a tiny little crunch up. So inhale, return to center. Exhale, lift other side. Again, your way. We're working on lifting from the shoulder blades and creating just that little twist to the opposite side. Takes a little focus, concentration, maybe integrity. Again, if this isn't working for you, feel free to modify, rest, circle those hips around, whatever works for you. This is my go-to when I want to work my core. Let's try one more on each side. Again, you can rest if you're tired. And let it go. Again, rock, maybe circle, big exhale. So when we're talking about wise use of energy, it's very individual. That last exercise might have been too much energy for you to expend today. So we don't judge, we just simply notice and move from our own place of integrity and where we're coming from today. So sit your legs down. Arms out to the side into a T. Take a full expansive breath. And we'll rock our legs from side to side. Just in a range of motion that feels good for you. This is creating a little release in through the front of the thighs, a little release in through the belly. We could even think of wise use of energy on a physical level in our practice. In general, we want to open and stretch the front of the body across the chest, the hips, and we want to strengthen the back line. So again, being kind of focused on why we're practicing, what qualities we bring in, how we balance our bodies. Speaking of balance, just let your legs rock to one side. Breathe really deeply into the belly, the front of that thigh. Let the head just kind of be wherever it wants to be. And then rocking for a hold on the other side. And finding some stillness in our practice. Rather than just moving, just like our life, we want to find some time in our practice to be still. When you're ready, return. Maybe an alternate rest pose for a moment, just full breath. And in that stillness, in that stopping, we sometimes just have that sense, that knowing that we are whole. We don't need to do or achieve or accomplish. We just need to connect with our own light. So when you're ready, we'll prepare to transition. Gently roll to either side using your hands to press yourself up. We're going to come right into, find our way into tabletop. So if your knees are a little cranky, and would it be wise use of energy to grab for that blanket and put it underneath your knees? Just find balance in your table. And when you're ready, we'll weave right into cat and cow. So inhale, drop belly, lift heart, lift tail. Exhale, arch that spine, draw that belly in. So as we inhale, it's almost like we're looking out at our life with a little bit more quietude. As we exhale, just drawing into your own core. What beliefs help you walk with God? I like this idea of looking out and watching our lives as opposed to just being victim to the circumstances around us. Can we just stay true to those core beliefs? Carry them with us like a light in the darkness. Okay, when you're ready, come back to a neutral spine and we'll do another little cross pattern. So 2 options. You could just extend left leg back, right hand to the top of the mat. That would be your inhale, exhale, back to center. Opposite side, left fingers, right toes, still a little engagement in the core. Exhale, return. You could stay with that or you could lift off of your mat. Your way. As we inhale, just like we did lying down, we reach away, lengthen our body, take up more space. As we exhale, we return to our integrated self. Moving with your breath, remember you can rest if you need to. And when that feels complete, take a little break in your child's pose. So knees can widen, toes touch, hips move back towards the heels. And just surrender down towards your mat in a way that feels right to you. Really deep breaths here. And as you breathe here in your child's pose, I'd like to offer you another reading, and this is from Deborah Adele, the Yamas and Niyamas. So she speaks of brahmacharya, or wise use of energy. She talks about how brahmacharya invites us to live with God or live with our belief system and not excess. This guideline invites us into the sanctity of all life by seeing every relationship we have as a relationship with the divine, and by seeing every experience we have as an experience of the divine. Can you honor all as sacred? Can you honor yourself as sacred? If we stop and pause for a moment, we know that it is the simple things that stir our soul and bless us with happiness. Let me just ask you again, can you honor yourself as sacred? And use your energy in ways that serve you best. When you're ready, come back up. Just gonna turn to face you. Sometimes in my practice, I really just enjoy staying so close to the ground. But from here, we're going to, let's see, extend our left leg out to the side, coming up towards a gate pose, but let's not rush it. Let's take our right hand to the mat, reach our left hand up to the sky. Looking up, changing our view can really help us to practice wise use of energy. When that feels complete, walk yourself up to stand on that right knee. Reach your hands up. This is just a gesture for me in my practice to reach up, to invite God onto the mat. And maybe the word God doesn't serve you, and you just invite your own true self, your sense of spirituality to be with you here. Come into gate, left hand to the thigh, right hand to the sky. Breathing, opening that right side. When you're ready, come down. Right hand touches the mat, left foot roots. So as we really root that left foot, we get a little stretch in this outer thigh, an important part of the body, that IT band, to stretch. And then open that left hand up to the sky. Tailbone is drawing down a little bit, belly is in, so we still have that nice alignment in the body. Can you bring up the corners of your lips? Simple gesture to shift yourself, to remember your intention. When you're ready, buoyancy rises, lifting you up with that inhale. Exhale, arms come down. We can draw our hips back a little bit. Bring that left leg in. Maybe just stand up on your knees in this gesture of praise. Choosing wise use of energy. When you're ready, come down, and we'll just take that to the other side. So right leg roots out to the side. We can center that left hand, reach the right arm up to the sky. Look up. When you're ready, stand up on that left knee. Reach the arms up. Lift the heart up. Choose to walk in this world with a sense of abundance rather than lack. Right hand to the thigh, left hand to the sky. We are this gate pose. We are the gate. We decide what comes in, what goes out. Don't let anyone steal your power. Get down to your side out of balance, left hand to the floor. Remember, we're rooting that right foot into the floor to get that little sense of stretch in that IT band, right hand to the sky. Big picture thinking. When you're ready, feel the buoyancy of your inhale lift you up. Feel the relaxation of your exhale to bring you down. And we can bring that right knee in. One more time, just lift up. And down. You might just sit on your heels for a moment here if that feels okay to you, or just come into a cross-legged position just for a breath or two. Come back to your intention. And we'll just come into our tabletop to transition. We'll do just a few standing poses. So when you're ready, really root those hands, tuck your toes, lift your hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. You're down dog. You might like to pedal your feet or sway your hips. And if down dog just isn't calling to you today, remember this is your practice, your wise use of energy. Always feel free to modify. When you're ready, mindfully walk your feet forward towards your hands. And we'll slowly roll our way up. So finding your mountain pose, feet may be right underneath the hips. Hands by the sides or anywhere on the body that feels to be guiding you. Relax your shoulders. Just take a few very deep breaths, feeling your body as a whole here. Recalling what you stand for. And we might just try on some of these virtues until we find one that sticks with us. Maybe it's patience, maybe it's kindness, integrity, trust, hope, perseverance. Relax those arms down, and let's just move into a round or two of our half sun salutations. If you have a block nearby, it might be helpful for a different version I'm going to introduce. You can also use a pillow or a blanket. You might not even need a prop. I just like one in this. So hands to the heart. I love how it's just lightly snowing. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. We're just going to build here. Do that again. Inhale, up. Exhale to the heart. Next, inhale, reach up. Maybe you interlace those hands into your temple mudra, symbolic of your body as a temple. Exhale, wave over to one side. If this causes you to shorten up your body or crunch over, let one arm be free. Rise up and take it over to the other side. Lateral bend. Rise up. Exhale, fold forward your way. You need that block, you can take it. Come halfway up, firm your belly. Again, remember what you stand for. Release to the floor, rise up, and return. We'll add on this time. Inhale, up. Exhale, lateral bend. Inhale up. Exhale, other side. Stay rooted in your feet, your pelvis. Rise up. Exhale, fold. This time we'll take that halfway lift. And then if you're using a prop, left hand centers, right hand reaches to the sky. The left knee bends a little bit, the right leg is straighter. We're getting another stretch into that outer hip, that IT band. Opening our perspective. Come back to center, root with that right hand. Left hand reaches to the sky. Right knee might soften, left leg might be straight. Root back to center. Rise up, reach, and return. Let's do one more round just like that. Inhale up. Lateral bend your way, guided by your own breath. Fold forward. Take the halfway lift, and then take the twist. Each side your way. Roll it up. Reach up. And return. Again and again, we return to our center. We are human. We are not perfect. That's why we practice and return again and again and again to those virtues, never with judgment. Just reminding ourselves who we are, who we walk with. Good, relax those arms. Just gonna move my block to the side, and we're gonna widen our feet. So taking up a little bit more space again. So a nice wide stance, whatever serves you. Make sure shoulders over hips, tailbone heavy, belly strong. And then radiate those arms out to the side, 5-pointed star. Just take a breath or two here. Again, just considering your own abundance, your own worth. Your own walk with God. Reach up, let it go, and we're just going to take a few more standing shapes. So let's turn our right toe out, scoot that back, heel back a little bit. We're guiding into warrior two. So again, shoulders over hips, that knee kind of tracks over towards the baby toe. Just find your way, arms. Warrior poses, I think, are an important posture in yoga. They remind us that we truly are warriors. We are warriors in that we get to choose how we live our lives, how we walk. Maybe peaceful warrior. Drop that left hand, right hand to the sky. Breathe into that outer edge of your waist. Come back to center. So heel those feet in a little bit. A little pause for me. Wise use of energy. I'm feeling a little unstable with my little socks on, so I'm going to remove those. Come back to your sheet. And we'll just take warrior two on the other side. So turn that left toe out. Bend into the knee. That right heel comes back just a little bit. Nice and organized. Once you feel grounded in your lower body, inhale, radiate those arms out. Remind yourself of your warriorness, your ability to care for yourself, your ability to channel your energy in ways that serve you. Back hand roots, top hand reaches up, peaceful warrior. Return to center, and we'll take one more shape here. So we're going to just fold forward your way. I always like to bend my knees a little bit here. Fold forward, touch the earth. Maybe wiggle a little wider. Have a lot of recurring shapes in our practice, I think purposely. So we're going to come into another twist, root that left hand to the earth. Start by taking the right hand to the sacrum. Remind yourself you're safe here. Turn to the right and maybe radiate that right arm up to the side. Get all these twisting, open-hearted shapes, reminding us we can choose to walk in this world with an open heart, with our intentions. Take it down to the other side, root the right hand, start with hand on the tailbone, long spine, shifting your gaze, and then reaching that left hand up if it serves you. Back to center, and let's just walk our hands around over the left or the right foot. It really doesn't matter. And we're going to come back into our table and come right into your child's pose. Once again, just breathing. Notice how you're feeling here. When you're ready, come back to your table and then prepare to slow things down a little bit. So let's just roll. We're going to come down onto our backs. If you have a pillow, a block, or a blanket nearby, just see if you can gather that up. So we're going to come down onto our backs. Lower ourselves down. Take a moment to just pause and observe. And we'll come into some closing shapes. So let's take our block, our blanket, our pillow, whatever it is. Our feet are underneath our knees. We're going to take that prop and set it right under the sacrum, the lowest part of the spine. It should feel like a nice support. If it doesn't, use something softer. So supported bridge. Again, opening the front of the hips. If you want to activate a little bit, you can press into those feet, turn on the hamstrings a little bit if you feel like you need that strengthening. Or you could just rest here in the shape. And consider yourself as the bridge. What does that mean to you? Maybe the bridge between you and the spiritual world, between God. You as the bridge that walks in this world with integrity, with your set intention. So just maybe, it's a little rippling effect that radiates from you and your intentional way of living. You can stay right here, or you might like a little deeper inversion by making sure you're comfortable and lifting your legs up to the sky. Maybe you reach your arms up over your head anyway, that serves you. Maybe you feel like you need a little bit more drainage for your lymphatic system and you do some circles. What do you need? Or you just find stillness. Inversions, really helpful for just moving us towards wholeness, calming that nervous system. And maybe you look up. Doesn't really matter where you are, but maybe you can just imagine the clear blue expansive sky. The peace that surpasses all understanding, that lies within you. We simply must kind of clear the way, clear the energy, and remember who we are and what we are. Whenever you're ready, come out. Just gently set the feet down if they were up. If you're using a block, you might set it on the lower setting, or just make sure you're really comfortable. Here we're going to do one more nice opener for the front of the hips. So we'll hug the right leg in, extend the left leg long. And really relax across the shoulders, the jaw. This is an area of sometimes chronic tension in the body, the psoas, this front of the hip. It's the muscle that keeps the lower and the upper body together, and emotionally sometimes helps us keep everything together. So let's just breathe here. Acknowledge ourselves as part of our story, the writer of our story, the manager of our energy. And then take it to the other side. That left leg in, right leg stretches long. When that feels complete, you can gently, if we're still using a block or a pillow or a prop, let it go. Slowly let that tailbone come down. Maybe extend your arms and windshield wiper those legs a little bit in any way that serves you, just to find a little release. Or maybe you're creating something else. Maybe you'd like to hug the knees back in, or take any other shape that your body is guiding you into. And then whenever you're ready, just allow yourself to come into your shavasana, your resting shape. Remember, you're managing your own energy. What do you need? Sometimes this shape even feels like too much. You might want to roll over onto your side. If you're at a wall like me, sometimes legs up the wall can feel really, really good as we end our practice. You can do this with a chair. Again, what do you need? What shape do you need to help guide you into a deeper relaxation? Just kind of come up. Sometimes coming into seated is the right choice. So regulating your own energy, what shape do you need to take as we close out the practice? Just observing your body as a whole, inviting any areas that are holding tension to just soften. And if they don't soften, can you just approach that area with acceptance? And as we close our practice, I'd like to offer you another passage from Deborah Adele, Niyamas and Niyamas, Exploring Yoga's Ethical Practice. And she talks about brahmacharya, wise use of energy. Again, she reminds us that brahmacharya invites us to live with God, not in excess. This guideline invites us into the sanctity of all life by seeing every relationship as divinely inspired. Can we honor all as sacred? Can you honor yourself as sacred? Seeing with the eyes of holiness shifts how we act as well as how we see. There is an inbuilt need to pause and give thanks. There is an inbuilt need to open the heart in wonder. When gratitude and wonder sit in the heart, there is no need for excess. Seeing everything as holy brings a continuity to life. It grounds us in centeredness. Whereas excess overdoes us, extends us, overextends us, and takes us away from ourselves. Seeing everything as sacred firmly roots us and balances us. As we come back to our intention, really just infusing it into us. Once again, I'd like to offer you Corinthians 1:13. 1 Corinthians 13. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Love always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. And you're here as long as you choose. If you're ready to move on with your day. Remember, our time on our mats is truly a time to practice. What would we like to walk with in this world? How would we like to walk? So take your intention with you when you go. We will forget. We will forget, we will forget, we will forget. But we will also remember the more we practice.